Countdown to showtime. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The convention will come to order. We are now holding this, the 89th Annual Idaho FFA State Convention. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they are at their stations, and report back to you, Mr. President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there?
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The reporter. The reporter is stationed by the flag. Why stationed by the flag? As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii. The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary. Stationed by the ear of corn. Your duties there? I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet. The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time, as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripen with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Mr. President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
There are many members and guests with us virtually all across the state of Idaho, Mr. President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess. May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this, the 89th Annual Idaho FFA State Convention, duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented.
How many of us have watched a YouTube channel recently? I know I have. My new favorite YouTube channel is run by two of my teammates, Sydney and Katie. Now these two gals aren't just any old YouTubers, no, they are also Dutch Bros and Red Bull enthusiasts, staying trendy with their Apple Watches, being sure that we know the latest tea about all the happenings around Idaho, and known for being some of the most caring and relatable officers you'll ever meet. Many of you may know that Sydney has a twin sister, but what you didn't know is that Katie is actually the real sister. Not only are they sorority sisters, but only real sisters would have a YouTube channel together. These two may be the sleepiest members of our team, but they can sure bring the energy in their videos and vlogs. Idaho FFA, get ready for a session full of YouTube videos of every kind, and welcome your Session 5 chairs, State Reporter Sydney Plum and State Sentinel Katie Domit.
And welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to be doing a little DIY. So we are going to be making slime. All you need is some water, some borax, and some Elmer's glue. Hashtag not spons. Then you go ahead and mix it on up. Super easy, and there you have it. You have some slime. Be sure to comment down below what you want to see from us next.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications because in this session, we will celebrate the successes of members in their respective proficiency areas, as well as in multiple CDs and LDEs. We'll listen to the inspiring words of State Secretary Cassie Plum and State Treasurer Katie Henniga. So activate your Wi-Fi and get ready for the 5th session of the 89th Annual Idaho FFA State Convention. Just like Sydney and I are influencers on YouTube, the J.R. Simplot Company is a major influencer in agriculture here in Idaho and all across the globe. From humble beginnings to a large-scale company with a family farm still at its heart, Simplot has been a longtime supporter and friend of Idaho FFA.
Honesty, integrity, and hard work.
It began here, in the vast, fertile fields of Idaho. It was here nearly a century ago where our founder left home at the age of 14 to begin a one-man farming operation. Even then, J.R. Simplot embraced new ideas. His vision set our company on a course grounded in innovation, determined to always seek out new ways of making food plentiful and accessible to everyone. He pioneered advancements in food production, from perfecting the dehydration of vegetables to helping feed our troops in World War II, to the development of the frozen French fry. Today, our innovative spirit remains strong as we use the latest advancements in farming and food processing to bring quality food to millions of people. Bringing Earth's resources to life is more than just our mission. It's at the heart of all we do. Each of the 10,000 Simplot employees share the same spirit and drive for innovation.
Innovation is just part of this company. We're all trying to figure out how to do something better.
Headquartered in Boise, Idaho, we have grown to become one of the world's leading privately held food and agribusiness companies with major operations in the United States and around the world. From processing avocados in Mexico, to helping nature grow a potato that's better for the environment, to developing agricultural solutions in China, to maintaining our leadership as the largest retail food supplier in Australia, our global reach continues to expand and flourish. And yet, as a true farm-to-table company, we are all farmers at heart. Each of us is focused on a single purpose: to feed a growing population. We do this by continually seeking new ideas and approaches in how we work, and how we provide safe, nutritious food for future generations.
As the world population grows, we'll be able to feed more people with the same amount of land that we have.
And it's constantly changing, whether it's equipment or even crops or where we go to the marketplace.
This has the potential to impact the whole world.
We are a leader in crop nutrient production, and we share our expertise with growers to ensure the seeds that are planted flourish into healthy, productive crops. Our team of scientists and researchers are dedicated to delivering new products that exceed the expectations of the industry and meet the long-standing challenge of producing more food with fewer resources. We stay true to our farming and ranching roots and believe in taking care of the planet that takes care of us. Sustainability is woven into the very fabric of our company, driving us to work smarter and seek out new, more efficient, and environmentally friendly technologies that improve operations. From building facilities that increase production with less energy, to leading innovations to grow healthy foods and reduce waste, our passion and commitment to sustainability runs throughout our business.
Sustainability is important. We're in this long term.
Sustainability has always been part of agriculture because it's about producing more with less.
Our company's success relies on our employees and the contributions they make toward achieving our mission. We are passionate about providing safe, healthy work environments that enhance the wellness and prosperity of all our employees. We strive to be good neighbors and active participants in the many communities that welcome and support our company. We support local charities, serve on nonprofit boards, and volunteer our time, all to help create healthy and vibrant communities. From the farmers in the field, to the researchers in our labs, to the managers in our processing facilities, we all embrace the values that make Simplot the company that it is today. Our spirit of innovation, respect for resources, and passion for people combine to help create a brighter future. At Simplot, we're dedicated to cultivating a world of possibilities.
The J.R. Simplot Company and the Future Farmers of America share in our dedications to the future of agriculture and the future of America's youth. While we are experiencing a difficult time, the commitment to contribute to feeding our world has never been more important, and the leadership lessons and opportunities provided through the FFA will help ensure that contribution continues for generations to come. Simplot is proud to support the FFA and commends all of you for the hard work and dedication you are showing in building your future and the future of agriculture in Idaho and around the world. While we can't stand together in celebration today, we walk beside you in your efforts to build a brighter future.
My dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now.
Hello subscribers and welcome back to our channel. Today we will be reviewing products. So I just got this sweet new jacket from shopffa.org, and let me tell you, it is the most beautiful color of national blue I have ever seen. Not to mention this material, corduroy, so back in style. We've also got this 100% gold chain, and this is not just any old chain. It also has the FFA emblem on it. So you can get this 2-for-1 special, 20% off using the code HERMAN20 at shopffa.org.
I love that. Now, to go with that jacket, I have a reasonably priced set of suspenders here, and they seem to be pretty durable. I would for sure recommend these, and you can get them at shopffa.org and get 20% off using code HERMAN. Don't worry, I'll be sure to put the link in the description.
Just like Sydney and I review products, chapters must review what activities they participate in throughout the year. Growing leaders, building communities, and strengthening agriculture are 3 things they're evaluated for. Not only do we recognize the work of individual members, but also of advisors and chapters to develop a program of activity through the National Chapter and Superior Chapter Awards.
Are you dreaming everything I wanna know it all? I'd spend 10,000 hours and 10,000 more. Oh, if that's what it takes to learn that sweetheart of yours. And I might never get there, but I'm gonna try.
The Superior Chapter Award goes to the following chapters: Rigby, Parma, Nampa, Homedale, Mackay, Meridian, Highland Craigmont, Cuna, Bonners Ferry, Valley View, American Falls, and Cambridge. Congratulations to those chapters.
The recipients of the National Chapter Award are Mackay, Homedale, Meridian, Highland Craigmont, Cuna, Bonners Ferry, Valley View, American Falls, Cambridge, and Rigby. Congratulations to all of the chapters and advisors.
Katie and I's channel started from some small ideas, and clearly those ideas blew up as we became a huge channel on YouTube. Idaho FFA members do just that with their supervised agricultural experiences. We will now recognize those members who have gone above and beyond in their projects. The Idaho FFA Proficiency Awards program is sponsored by the J.R. Simplot Company.
Idaho FFA, please join us in congratulating and celebrating our 2020 Proficiency Award winners. In the forage production combined proficiency, Sydney Atkinson, Parma FFA, silver. In the forage production placement proficiency, Weston Dorsey, Homedale FFA, gold. Justice Crossley, Preston FFA, silver. And the state proficiency winner is Weston Dorsey from the Homedale FFA chapter. Weston's project began when he started working on his family's farm. At the beginning of his project, he started out as an irrigator. After a few years and getting a little bit older, Weston was able to start swathing and operating ground tillage equipment. Weston still enjoys running the swather and running tillage equipment, along with several cultivators and planters. Weston now oversees how the irrigation gets done and when to swath and bale hay. He is also a main contributor to most of the equipment repairs, whether that's getting parts and replacing them, or welding and fixing equipment when it breaks. Weston is the son of Matt and Christy Dorsey. His advisors are Rachel Ruby and Shane Wetzel. Weston is currently serving as the Homedale FFA Chapter Sentinel. Weston enjoys participating in dairy judging events and state and national conventions. Congratulations to Weston Dorsey for being the state winner in forage production placement. Taryn Packer is the 2020 state proficiency winner in goat production placement and is a member of the Melba FFA chapter. Taryn's SAE is goat herd management. Her family owns upwards of 30 goats, selling and breeding them. The herd consists of both Nubian and Boer goats, along with a couple crosses. She works for her parents by taking care of the herd. Taryn has a passion for working with goats and many other animals. Taryn has learned many lessons from her SAE project. When she began, she had little knowledge about goats, but now, after devoting her time to them, she has learned the ins and outs of the industry.
Taryn now understands how to take care of the herd with little to no help, and she is proud of how far she has come. Some skills that Taryn has learned are trimming and fitting, administering vaccines, and looking for signs of sickness. Taryn is the daughter of Heather and Scott Packer, and her advisor is Kelsey Peterson. Congratulations to Taryn Packer, the 2020 State Proficiency winner in goat production placement. Hannah Field is the 2020 State Proficiency winner in goat production entrepreneurship and a member of the Rimrock FFA chapter. Hannah started her herd by purchasing 4 boar does in 2015. Over the years, she has bred those does and retained the best kids for her herd, as well as bought a few others. She currently has 11 mature does. She uses genetics from across the country through the use of AI to breed her does, as well as bucks that her family raised or bought. She shows throughout the summer and fall at jackpot and breed sanctioned shows. She was the Rimrock chapter president her junior and senior year, as well as the Boise Valley district treasurer this past year. Her favorite CDEs are livestock and dairy judging, as well as dairy foods evaluation. Congratulations, Hannah Field, for being the 2020 State Proficiency winner in goat production entrepreneurship. Brigham Nelson is the State Proficiency winner in Landscape Management Entrepreneurship and a member of the Rigby FFA chapter. Brigham is the son of Greg and Becky Nelson. His advisors are Robert Hale, Lex Godfrey, and Casey Sanders. Brigham is the co-owner of TB Nelson Mow and Trim, a full-service lawn care company in southeast Idaho. When he first started 4 years ago with his friend, they would maintain 6 yards for their neighbors. They now mow and service 60 lawns on a regular basis and have invested in better equipment to allow them to do a superior job. Over the last 4 years, Brigham's responsibilities have evolved from simply mowing lawns and then calling it a day into providing full-service lawn maintenance, including mowing, trimming, edging, fertilizing, and flower bed maintenance. They also provide landscaping services and spend more time on the business management and financial tasks. As Brigham's clientele base has grown, he has found ways to maintain proper communication with customers. They have invested in software and other means of communication that allow them to always be on the same page as the customers. This level of communication has led to greater profits and a larger customer base. Brigham is always ready to work and happy to do a great job for every client. Congratulations, Brigham Nelson, the Idaho FFA State Proficiency winner in Landscape Management Entrepreneurship. Taylor Lowry is the 2020 State Proficiency winner in Plant Systems Agri-Science Research and a member of the Melba FFA chapter. Taylor's SAE is centered around growing plants in aquaponic systems in different environmental settings. Aquaponics combines traditional aquaculture with hydroponics in a symbiotic environment. Taylor proudly spends many hours collecting data and doing research for her aquaponics project. Taylor is a second-year FFA member and serving as a chapter officer this year. She loves to be outdoors and with her animals. Taylor is the daughter of Eric and Janelle Lowry, and her advisor is Kelsey Peterson. Congratulations, Taylor Lowry, the 2020 State Proficiency winner in Plant Systems Agri-Science Research. In Sheep Production Entrepreneurship, Spencer Fisher, Homedale FFA, Bronze, Dylan Waldron, Malad FFA, Gold, Taryn Brady, Kimberly FFA, Silver, Alyssa Harris, Rigby FFA, Gold, and the State Proficiency winner is Dylan Waldron from the Malad FFA chapter. Dylan owns 21 ewes and 2 rams that he uses to breed club lambs with. He started out with 3 ewes in 2016 and has steadily increased both the quantity and the quality of his sheep. He is responsible for feeding, tagging, lambing, and other maintenance required for sheep production. Dylan is the son of Luke and Shayna Waldron, and his advisor is Stephanie Whipple. He is currently serving as the Malad FFA chapter president and enjoys participating in the livestock evaluation and dairy foods career development events. Congratulations, Dylan Waldron, for being the 2020 State Proficiency winner in Sheep Production Entrepreneurship. In the Small Animal Production and Care Combined Proficiency, Emma Sells, Meridian FFA, Silver. Hunter Sessions is the state proficiency winner in small animal production and care placement and a member of the Rigby FFA chapter. Hunter is the daughter of Dustin and Portia Sessions. Her advisors are Robert Hale, Lex Godfrey, and Casey Sanders. Hunter's SAE is housing and taking care of small animals as well as homeless pets. At 8 years old, her family took over ownership of Teton Kennels Pet Resort in Idaho Falls. She cares for customers' dogs. Teton Kennels also became a foster home for the Humane Society of the Upper Valley, which takes care of homeless animals from Island Park to Pocatello. Her responsibilities include sanitation, feeding, selection, socializing animals, and finding adoptive families. Hunter is also skilled in basic health care of small animals, where she administers vaccines and medications. By working at the kennel and with the Humane Society, Hunter has become a manager. While doing this, she has learned the many ways to work an efficient business and professional manner. She has gained the skills to run a business in a safe and ethical manner. Throughout her 2 projects, she has done many things to ensure that the animals are taken care of well. She has decreased the number of diseased animals by proper sanitation techniques. Congratulations, Hunter Sessions, the Idaho FFA State Proficiency winner in Small Animal Production and Care. In the Small Animal Production and Care Entrepreneurship Proficiency, Melissa Hardy, Oakley FFA, Silver. In the Swine Production Entrepreneurship Proficiency, Noah Van Treese, New Plymouth FFA, Silver. Kobe Drogmiller is the 2020 State Proficiency winner in Turf Grass Management Entrepreneurship and a member of the Highland Craigmont FFA chapter. His SAE project is running a small lawn care business that he worked with his older brothers on, and now he is the sole operator. His FFA career development event participation includes soils and forestry. He is currently working on mastering his welding skills as he is interested in a career in mechanics or welding. Kobe Drogmiller is the son of Tim and Holly Drogmiller of Craigmont, Idaho, and his advisor is Josette Nebeker. Congratulations to Kobe Drogmiller, the 2020 State Proficiency winner in Turf Grass Management Entrepreneurship. In the Vegetable Production Entrepreneurship Proficiency, Michaela Greeny, CUNA FFA, Gold. Cole Searle, North Fremont FFA, Gold. And the State Proficiency winner is Cole Searle from the North Fremont FFA chapter. Cole's supervised agricultural experience is in swine production, beef production, forage production, and pasture management. Cole's project started with a bottle calf that was given to him and has grown into 12 cows, 1 bull, and 4 steers. To feed his cattle, he produces his own alfalfa hay on 8 acres and pastures his cattle on 2 pieces of ground, 65 acres total. He markets his cattle directly to the consumer. Cole is the son of John and Tracy Searle, and his advisors are Tom Jacobson, Carl Dahl, and Taylin Nelson. He is currently serving as the Building Communities Chairman. Cole enjoys participating in the Rangeland Evaluation, Agri-Science Fair, and Ag Mechanics Career Development events. Congratulations, Cole Searle, the 2020 State Proficiency winner in Vegetable Production Placement. Gary Rangel is the State Proficiency winner in Wildlife Production and Management and a member of the Rigby FFA chapter. Gary is the son of Gary and Telma Rangel. His advisors are Robert Hale, Lex Godfrey, and Casey Sanders. Gary's project is managing a 30-acre man-made lake on a recreation corridor between Idaho Falls and Yellowstone National Park. After taking a fish and wildlife class, he decided to use his knowledge and skills to better manage the lake. He met with the lake owners and was provided the opportunity to manage Rainbow Lake. Gary has improved fish habits and implemented population management techniques. After research, Gary built and installed artificial laydown devices into the lake to improve habitat for both smallmouth and largemouth bass. These practices have increased fish size and improved catch rates. Gary also started a club to help his peers learn about bass fishing and how to be a better outdoorsman. He also partners with the Idaho Fish and Game on relocation strategies and worked with an owner of a different pond to relocate fish from Rainbow Lake to stock their pond. Because of his success and Gary's involvement and passion for fish, he has secured corporate sponsorships which provide him a platform to advocate for fish and wildlife and educate others about ethical wildlife management. Congratulations, Gary Rangel, the Idaho FFA State Proficiency winner in Wildlife Production Management. Idaho FFA, please join us in congratulating all of our Proficiency Award recipients.
Hey Idaho FFA, my name is Kelsey and I am the Plum Girls' older sister. I remember last winter Cassidy, Herman, and Shalani all came to Pocatello for a conference and they were nice enough to visit with me at Noodles & Company. I really enjoyed the visit I had with them. I got to listen to all the fun adventures that they had in New York and Spain. Eventually they started quizzing me on all your guys' FFA lingo, and I don't know if you all realize this, but you have a lot of acronyms, and I think it's safe to say I failed miserably. However, looking back at the visit, I am so happy, it makes my heart warm, that Cassidy has all these lifetime memories and good friends that she can always look back on. Cassidy's always been super passionate about agriculture, and her motivation inspires me every single day. I remember in high school, I always was listening to her practice presentations, speeches, and even interviews with Cindy, whether it was in the living room, in the kitchen, or even in her bedroom across the hall late at night. I am so glad that Cassidy has all these wonderful, inspiring people that can always help her remember her accomplishments that she has made in her time in the Blue Jacket. So, here is Cassidy with her RA there to remind us.
I don't know what it is, but I feel good about that. I feel good about that.
This is my dog Remington. She's a 3-year-old black lab and she also happens to be the love of my life. You see, Remington loves playing fetch, hunting, licking people, and watching TV. She loves watching TV so much that every time the intro song for the TV show The Ranch comes on, her ears perk up, her eyes catch the cattle on the TV, and she jumps and barks for the remainder of the intro song. At first, I thought this was pretty funny, right? That is, until you're binge watching The Ranch on Netflix and the dog will not stop barking. On the other hand, my parents think that it's the funniest thing in the entire world and that they absolutely must show it to every guest that we have over at the house. The smile that Remington brings to everyone's face is priceless. And now that my siblings and I are out of the house, Remington brings my parents much pride and joy. Remington is passionate about hunting, fetch, the ranch, and treats. Her purpose? To bring joy to those around her. I would say this goes for most of our pets, right? They bring joy to those around them. But I'm thinking of a different group of living organisms that bring joy to us every single day. We all have at least one of them. We see them almost every day when COVID-19 is in effect, and they bring so much joy to us that we even bring them on trips like the State Leadership Conference. That's right, I'm talking about our advisors. I have learned so much from each and every one of my advisors. One of the first advisors that I ever met was Miss Russell. She already knew that I was an eager FFA member, and she made sure everyone in our Intro to Ag class knew it. Have you ever been in a class and the teacher uses you as an example sometimes? Well, Miss Russell did the exact same thing to me. Okay, everyone, there's an FFA meeting after school here at Meridian. Several of you should be there. Cassidy, you're going, right? Yes, I will be there, Miss Russell. Today we're starting our Creed speaking unit. Now, Cassidy, you are already a pro at this Creed thing, right, Cassidy? Haha, if you say so, Miss Russell. In the moment, I may have been a little embarrassed in a class full of students that could care less about these FAA events, but I soon got to know Miss Russell and learned that she had the biggest heart for her students. Miss Russell was there for me all 4 years in the Meridian FFA chapter, for the highs, but also for the lows. She was there to remind me of the great job that I was doing, and she continually encouraged me to do better. One of Miss Russell's passions is to help students grow as individuals. She gave that passion a purpose by becoming an ag teacher and encouraging her students to fulfill their purpose. Fast forward to my sophomore year and a new advisor was in town. I would soon know her as Miss Mossman. Lucky for me, I was able to take an animal nutrition class from Miss Mossman, and she eventually convinced me to be on her ag sales team. After several early mornings of ag sales practice, I soon got to know Miss Mossman and learned that she was a pool of knowledge that I learned so much from. And by the end of the semester, Miss Mossman became one of my biggest role models. She instilled a sense of confidence in me that I had never experienced before. Miss Mossman is passionate about helping those around her reach the potential that she sees in them. She gave that passion a purpose by becoming an ag teacher, going the extra mile, getting to know her students, and inspiring them to pursue their passions. Miss Russell and Miss Mossman are creating influence without even knowing it, because they are living out their purpose and performing their passions. What if we were all like Miss Russell and Miss Mossman? But how can we do that? What is our purpose, and do we all have a purpose? You see, I had a lot of time to think about this question this year during the several airplane rides, the long bus trips in Spain and Portugal, and the several thousand miles that I put on my car as I traveled the beautiful state of Idaho. While I did get to travel to some amazing places all around the world, Idaho really has my heart, and so do the members that make up our association. From goat roping with the East Magic Valley District, to hiking into a hot springs with the Cambridge FFA chapter, to going up north and playing Capture the Flag with Genesee, Idaho FFA members really know how to have a good time. One of my favorite parts of this year has been time spent with your chapters, but more specifically, chapter visits. You guys have some pretty impressive chapters, and we're all so welcoming to my teammates and I. This fall, I found myself in a classroom presenting a workshop on leadership. We did an activity where the students would step forward if they related to this phrase that I stated. For example, I'm athletic, I'm creative, I'm intelligent. This trend continued until we got to the very last statement. I have a purpose. Only a few students stepped forward. It was my first time doing this workshop and I was in shock. Only a few students in this room believed that they had a purpose. In that moment, my heart broke for all of them. If only this many students in just one room believed that they didn't have a purpose, what about all the other students in the world that feel the same way? But it wasn't this way in just one classroom. It was almost every single classroom that we visited throughout the year. The students took their seat and I had them write down on a sticky note the phrase that they related to the most. As they wrote down their answers, I glanced at the sticky notes and one specific sticky note caught my eye. It said, I have no purpose. This was a student that the teacher had told me all about before class, how he was the light of the classroom, the student that makes everyone laugh, and how incredibly intelligent he was. I hesitated at first with a lack of confidence that I could even help the situation. I am in no way qualified to be helping with this situation. Why should I be the one to help? But on the other hand, this student could really use some encouragement. After contemplating the pros and cons in my head, I realized it was time to utilize my passions into a purposeful action. I approached the student as he hunched over his sticky note with a look of gloom on his face. I began to tell him all the good things that I heard about him, and by the end of the conversation, he had a smile on his face and had erased the writing on the sticky note. This is how mindsets are changed. It could take one compliment, one conversation, one reminder that they have a purpose. While life does give us reminders that sometimes help us find our purpose or give us passions, sometimes we need to be the one to remind others. Who in your life needs that reminder? When was the last time that you reminded someone that they have a purpose? Will you be the one to remind them? And sometimes it's the world around us that gives us reminders, and sometimes those reminders come to us in ways that we would never expect. It was my sophomore year of high school, and let me tell you, I was thriving. I had just got done playing my second season on the varsity basketball team, going into my second year of track. Oh, and FFA, you ask? We were preparing for the state leadership conference. But something was a little off. I had severe headaches, and after months of half of my face occasionally going numb, my head throbbing, I was advised by my doctor to get an MRI. So, an early Tuesday morning in March, I went in for my first ever MRI. After the appointment, I went back to school with McDonald's in hand, of course, and went about the rest of my day. I went to track practice, came home, and began doing the dishes with my sisters. We were jamming to some music until the garage door opened and in walked my mom. I could just tell by the look on her face something was not okay. She began to explain to me how she just got off the phone with the doctor who ordered the MRI. Cassidy, you have a brain tumor. From then on, the week was a blur. From the several different doctor's appointments, CAT scans, blood draws, I was oddly at peace with the concept of me undergoing a pretty serious surgery. I'm not gonna lie, there were nights that I stayed up thinking about all the different things that I hadn't done with my life yet. But I had faith in the fact that I would be okay, because I still had a purpose to find and passions to execute. 1 week later, after the appointment, I was on the operating table. The surgery that was supposed to last 3 hours ended up taking 8 hours. Later that night, I had awoken from the anesthesia, but when I went to open my eyes, I couldn't. My face was swollen to the point that I couldn't see, my head was throbbing, and my mom, sisters, and aunts surrounded my bed, offering any assistance that I needed. After gaining a little bit more consciousness, I was informed that the brain tumor that they thought would be an easily operable one wasn't, and that there was only one other brain tumor like it in the entire world. And the worst part, the brain tumor was still in my head due to the fear of me going blind if they were to remove all of it. You know, my mom always told me I was special, but I did not think it was because I had a rare brain tumor. I remember being so frustrated in that moment. My body had already gone through so much pain, and the thought that there could be more to come was really scary to me. I don't remember much of my week stay at the hospital, but I do remember the following months. In these months, I wasn't able to play sports, I missed the state leadership conference, and I was way behind in school. About a year and a half later, life threw me yet another reminder. The tumor had grown back, and this time surgery was not an option. I underwent several radiation treatments, and I was once again not able to pursue my passions in order to find my purpose. So, it had me thinking, what was I doing to find my purpose? How was I going to change the world? Looking back on these parts of my life, I think about how blessed I am to have the outcome that I have, because some aren't as lucky as me. I was also reminded that time is not infinite, and that we don't know how long our purpose will wait for us to find it. Sure, you might think it was easier for me to find my purpose because I had some pretty big reminders in my life.
But there are moments and experiences every day that are there to remind us of our purpose. We just have to look to see them. These reminders in my life have acted as catalysts, which caused my passions to grow and resulted in me activating my purpose. My purpose. To be intentional. Intentional in my work, intentional in learning, intentional of reminding others that they have a purpose. Once we find our purpose, we hold the ability to change the world. Miss Russell and Miss Mossman are changing the world every day through every student that enters their classroom. My dog Remington, well, Remington is changing the world in small ways through every person that she brings joy to. This student in the leadership workshop, he hasn't found his passion yet, and that is okay. But once he finds those passions, his purpose, through those reminders, the world better watch out. I know that I can change the world. What about you? What is stopping you? I challenge you to pursue your passions, find your purpose in those everyday reminders, and believe in yourself that you can change the world. The chair recognizes the delegate from the Meridian FFA chapter.
Cassidy, thank you for all your hard work and dedication. We know that this is only one stop of many on your journey to conquer the world, but we know that you will be there to remind us that with a smiling face and a go-get-'em attitude, that we too can conquer the world with you. Thank you for being a part of my Blue Jacket family, and I wish you the best of luck. Chairman, I move to accept Cassidy Plum's retiring address entitled, There to Remind Us, and commend her on a job beautifully well done.
Let the convention minutes show that Cassidy Plum is to be commended on a job exceptionally well done, and that her retiring address entitled, There to Remind Us, was unanimously accepted. Cassidy, being the team DJ, the team mom, and the team hype man, you have really proven to us that the secretary glue can hold the team together. Your unwavering kindness for everyone you meet and your ability to find the positivity in every situation truly is admirable. Thank you for being a constant reminder to us of what a true friend looks like. Love, Katie, Shalani, Herman, Katie, and Sydney. Idaho FFA, for the final time, your 2019-2020 State Secretary, Cassidy Plum.
Welcome back to our channel. Today we will be stepping outside our comfort zones and we have prepared you a song. We will be performing the #1 hit, Riptide.
Just kidding! But Carson Draper from the Nampa FFA chapter is going to blow you away with his amazing talent.
Well, they call me the fireman. That's my name. Making my rounds all over town, putting out old flames. Well, everybody likes to have what I got. I can cool them down when they're smoke red hot. I'm the fireman. That's my name. Last night they had a bad one a mile or two down the road. Well, my buddy walked out and left his woman burning out of control. Well, I was down there in about an hour or so with a little mouth to mouth. She was ready to go. I'm the fireman. That's my name. They call me the fireman. That's my name. Making my rounds all over town, putting out old flames. Well, everybody wants to likes to have what I got. I can cool them down when they're smoke red hot. I'm the fireman, that's my name. I got a fire engine red T-Bird automobile. In a minute or less, I can be dressed fit to kill. I work 24 on and 24 off. When they get too hot, they just give me a call. I'm the fireman, that's my name. They call me the fireman, that's my name. Making my rounds all over town, putting out old flames. Well, everybody likes to have what I got. I can cool them down when they're smoke red hot. I'm the fireman, that's my name. They call me the fireman, that's my name.
While us YouTubers hide behind cameras, prepared public speakers aren't afraid to face their fears and present a speech they've spent hours writing and preparing. Now, I don't know if anyone could be as successful as Sid and I, but we are going to recognize those competitors in the Prepared Public Speaking LDE.
The results for the Prepared Public Speaking LDE are: in 7th place, from Bear Lake, Macy Matson. In 6th place, from Rigby, Madison Wires. In 5th place, from Meridian, Amy Hikla. In 4th place, from Parma, Maggie Shaw. In 3rd place, from Burley, Courtney Bean. In 2nd place, from Wendell, Matthew Dahl. And in 1st place, from Jerome, Camille Merkin. Congratulations!
Now we're going to have a prepared public speaking demonstration from our LDE winner, Camille Merkin from Jerome.
We are gathered here today for the event that is going to fill everyone with power and self-confidence. The selection on the left: no added hormones, no artificial chemicals, and no GMOs. Against a selection on the right: delicious, exciting, natural, refreshing, and of course, healthy. Which will you choose? Selecting the best will fill you with satisfaction and self-assurance. We all want healthier products, but even after reading the label, it can be unclear which products come out on top. U.S. government intervention in food labeling began in 1906. A main goal of regulating food labeling has been to enhance fair competition by cracking down on deceptive marketing practices. However, the whole labeling process has become extremely complicated. Browsing through the USDA websites, you will find regulations, guidelines, reports, recalls, and a 185-page policy book. Additionally, the FDA has guidelines in place addressing food labeling requirements for certain foods. Food labeling is required for most prepared foods, such as breads, cereals, canned and frozen foods, snacks, desserts, and drinks. However, food labeling for raw produce, like fruits and vegetables, is voluntary. Unless specific guidelines are cited, the use of the word should in the guidelines means that something is suggested but not required. The federal government does not require that genetically modified foods be labeled unless they differ significantly from their conventional counterparts. 37% of American consumers find that GMO-free claims are important, and many rank it among their top 4 most important claims. This causes processors to add GMO-free to labels even when unnecessary. Yogurt, pasta, orange juice, and nuts have all been marketed as GMO-free, when in reality, none of these products even contain ingredients that have genetically modified variations. Oftentimes, marketers will include information on a label only as a ploy to get you to purchase their product. when in reality, the information is not relevant to the product. Many terms are defined and regulated by the USDA and FDA. Even when a term has a clear definition, using it on a package can give different impressions. Walk through the meat section of your grocery store, and you'll notice many different claims. No added hormones, all natural, and free range are just a few of the many terms you might find. If they confuse you, you're not alone. Many of these terms may not mean what you think. But when it comes to any pork or poultry product, there is one term that is extremely unnecessary: no added hormones, or hormone-free. The use of this term might make you believe a product is different or healthier compared to similar products that do not make this claim. All living things, including plants and animals, have naturally occurring hormones, and there is no reason to fear that. But the truth is that all pork and poultry sold in the US must be hormone-free. The USDA has not approved the use of steroid hormones in any pork or poultry product. In fact, for one of these products to be labeled as no hormones added, the label must also include a disclaimer that says federal law prohibits the use of hormones. So if you're deciding between a package of pork or poultry that is labeled as no hormones added and a similar package that does not make this claim, you can assume that they're both the same, at least in the added hormones department. And while you're at it, pay no mind to the natural label either. The use of the term natural causes consumers to form positive opinions about a product. The USDA and FDA both have guidelines in place for the term, but it still leaves some room for interpretation. They both provide that natural means that no artificial or synthetic ingredients have been added to a product. Natural merely identifies the sourcing of the ingredient as from nature. But instead of talking about natural versus synthetic ingredients, perhaps marketers could teach the public about which products are truly safe versus which pose risks. If you're seeking a specific attribute in a natural product, don't pay attention to the label unless it provides you with enough information to ensure that you're getting what you're looking for. Another term that is commonly found on meat, egg, and dairy products is free range, but the USDA only regulates the use of the term as found in poultry products like chickens or turkeys, not for eggs or any other livestock. This means that all other products with the term free range aren't regulated by any government agency. In order for a poultry product to be distributed as free range, the birds must be allowed access to the outside. In theory, this means that the birds spend all of their lives outdoors and retreat to the coop only when necessary. But in practice, it can mean that the birds spend all of their lives indoors and simply have a door open to the outside. Assuming that companies want to maximize profits, they will add information to a label only if the message eventually generates more benefits than costs. Marketers use tricky strategies to insinuate that one product is superior to another that lacks information. But instead of deceiving consumers, perhaps marketers could boast about how modern farm technologies have created safe and sustainable food products with your family and our planet in mind. Stop and understand that all consumers want is a safe and healthy product. We all have a right to know what is in our food. As agriculturalists, it is our job to ensure that customers are confident in their choices. Thank you.
I'm gonna be the greatest in a golden cathedral. I'll be praying for the faithless, and if you lose, boo-hoo. Hey, look, Ma, I made it.
As a successful YouTuber, I know all about making money. I know all about the record books, the balance sheets, and the finances, similar to what the members have to do in the Agricultural Business CDE. This CDE, students have to understand the different ways to keep track of their money, run a successful business, as well as different agricultural business techniques.
I don't wanna be a one-man band. I don't wanna be a rolling stone alone, putting miles on a rundown van.
The results for the Employment Skills Career Development event are: in 4th place from Homedale, Brooke Post; in 3rd place from Timberlake, Caitlin Bain; in 2nd place from Twin Falls, Jeremy Case; and in 1st place from Meridian, Claire Shelton.
Hi, I'm Brianna Henniga, and this is my older sister, Cassie. Katie is our beloved middle sister. Being Katie's little sister has its challenges. Trying to keep up with Katie's straight A reputation or outthrow her in track can be difficult, but it also has a lot of benefits. I can always count on Katie to give me and my friends a ride, make me laugh, and have a good time. It may be hard and seemingly impossible to live up to Katie's legacy, but it truly does inspire me to be better. Love you, Katie Cat 789. Here's Cassie.
Katie is a powerhouse. She's full of empathy and willing to help anyone at any time. Brianna and I tend to butt heads a little bit, but Katie always finds a way for the three of us to get along. She is a safe middle ground, a brave leader, and she stands apart from anybody I've ever met. Most importantly, Katie is deeply funny. Whether we're dancing in the car or singing songs in weird accents, Katie always knows how to make me laugh, and I know that's true for our family, her friends, and anyone else who spends time around her. It's been such a joy to see all the hard work Katie has put in this year as a state officer, and I can't wait to see where she goes, because she's going to change the world. And now, here's our sister, your state treasurer, Katie Henniga, with her retiring address entitled, Without Apology.
'Cause we are the helpless, selfish, one of a kind, millennium kids that wanna die, walking in the street with the light inside our eyes. We are the worthless, cursed with too much time to get into trouble and lose our minds. Something that I've heard a million times in my life, generation wide.
3rd week of August, the night before school starts for the year. I'm laying in bed, staring at my ceiling in the dark. There are tears in my eyes as I wish, again, just like the years before, I wish to be someone else. I wish this year I will be more outgoing. I wish this year I'll have the courage to talk to new people. I wish I knew how to make friends. I wish I could be a different person. When I started middle school, I told myself it would be a fresh start, a chance to redefine myself. I said the same thing when I started high school. I said the same thing when I started college. I said the same thing 14 months ago when I was selected as a state officer. I would wish to completely change my shy, insecure self so I could find the approval that I felt like I was missing. For my entire life, I have looked for others and my own approval just to exist. But I'm ready to change that. I'm ready to live without apology. Going into the 8th grade at CUNA Middle School, I knew exactly what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. After visiting Depot Bay, the whale watching capital of Oregon, and seeing real whales in person, I was ready to devote my life to marine biology. Unfortunately, I did not take one key factor into account. I am not a big fan of science, especially not biology, and I found that out pretty quickly as I took my first biology class freshman year. My whole life plan went out the door, and I was left to figure out what I actually wanted to do with my life. I decided to switch my pathway from STEM with a science emphasis to business courses, and I was excited. That was the first time I was told, "You're making the wrong decision." As I started to take more business and agricultural courses that I enjoyed so much, I was told I should focus on school and standardized tests instead. I was told that I was wasting my talents and intelligence on things that wouldn't benefit me or my school. I felt an insane amount of pressure to do what others expected of me. I felt like I was losing my chances at success. I felt like a disappointment to the adults in my life. But most of all, I felt lost. I lost motivation because I didn't know what I actually cared about. Struggling through that first year of high school, I realized that life without direction isn't much of a life at all. Because I started to get more involved in the things that I cared about, like FFA, I started to see that direction is way more than just a career choice. We should be filling our everyday lives with the things that we care about. That's more than what job we choose to have, what we decide to study in school. It's the little things. Making sure we see the sun every day. Being kind and inclusive to strangers and friends. Fighting for the social causes that we believe in. Listening to and actually hearing the things that the people we care about have to say. We owe it to ourselves to identify, create, and then appreciate the small moments in our lives that make up our passions. We deserve to find the direction that we want our lives to take, not the direction someone else has assigned to us. We deserve to live passionately. Last summer, I was lucky enough to attend the Summer Outdoor Leadership Retreat with 25 other amazing individuals. At the beginning of the week, we wrote on these bandana bracelets, a reminder for ourselves so that we could have the best week possible. I wrote my reminder, tied on my bracelet, and looked down at my wrist every time I started to doubt myself. This was one of the most memorable weeks of my life because I truly let my walls down for what felt like the very first time. It was also a difficult and terrifying experience because I had made a commitment to myself and to Team Blue. I shared with the Blue group at the end of the week, the goal I had written on my bandana bracelet was to be my genuine self. I was met with nothing but love, and I finally experienced for the first time the amazing connections that can be built when I let myself be seen by those around me. It can hurt to be judged by our true colors. But it's even more painful to know that we are missing out on so many of life's great moments by hiding. We can never expect to live the happiest lives or be our happiest selves when we don't even know who we are at our core. We need to take time to get to know our true personalities and be comfortable with ourselves before we can expect to connect on a meaningful level with the people around us. It takes effort. It can take hurt feelings and learning experiences and big struggles and hard conversations before we can truly live genuinely. But that life is the best one to live. A life where we are ourselves proudly and openly. A life where we can be who we want to be, do what we want to do, love who we want to love, and bring along the friends who are willing to accept every part of us. We benefit ourselves and everyone around us by showing up with the courage to live freely. For our friends and families, classmates and teammates, but most importantly for ourselves, we need to live authentically. One person who has always made me feel seen and appreciated at my core is my high school track coach, Mr. Kilgore. I started track as a lanky and awkward jumper until he recruited me to the throwing team, and I dedicated myself to the sport. I worked year-round with Mr. Kilgore for 3.5 years. He did endless meaningful things for me in the off-season, asking professional coaches for advice, setting up a net to throw inside during the winter, allowing me to coach newcomers on the team, and way more. About 2.5 years after working out, learning, and growing with Kilgore, I became worried that I wouldn't be able to improve in the upcoming season. I never voiced my concerns, but Mr. Kilgore must have recognized that I was worried. He told me at the end of a workout one morning that he respects and adores me unconditionally.
He made me realize that his care for me wasn't based on accomplishments or success. He wasn't putting in countless hours of work and exercise and research to get a new school record or a state-winning throw. He did it for me because he enjoyed spending time with me and he wanted me to see myself as successful. Mr. Kilgore did so much more than what was necessary. Not for his own gain or success, not even for my own success, just for my happiness and for our friendship. All of the hard work put in by both of us paid off. I ended my senior season with a school record and a 5th place state medal. A note that Mr. Kilgore gave me at my senior track banquet read, "Katie, thank you for these last 4 years. It has been a joy to coach you. You will always have my unconditional respect and adoration." That unconditionality that I learned from Mr. Kilgore showed me how powerful our connections can be once we let go of the ultimatums. Our love for the people in our lives should never come with qualifications that need met. When we open our hearts up completely, share our gratitude and our appreciation with the people that we care about, we make the world a brighter place and we start to get that same love back. Wouldn't it be incredible if everyone walked around with open arms, an open mind, and an open heart? We benefit ourselves and everyone else when we decide to love fully. The people in our lives, the ones who are encouraging us to be our true selves, embracing our true personalities, they deserve to know how loved they truly are. We deserve to embrace self-love and give that love back to ourselves too. We owe it to ourselves and to those that we care about to love fully. This message is as much of a reminder for me as it is for all of you. I have learned so much from all the experiences that I've shared with you. My life has been improved with every interaction I've had, every new blue jacket I've met, every connection I've made, every event I've attended. I would not be the person that I am today if I wasn't able to learn from all of you. I am finally learning to accept myself just as you have accepted me. I am shy and insecure introvert. I am passionate about inclusivity, equitability, and growth. I am learning to love fully and show my full gratitude for the people in my life that care about me. Idaho FFA, find the courage to live your most meaningful life. Watch your smile get bigger, your relationships get stronger, your laughs get louder, your memories get richer. You owe it to yourself to create the best life you can imagine. You live your most meaningful life when you find the courage to live without apology.
The chair recognizes the delegate from the CUNA FFA chapter.
Katie Henninga is one of the most caring and dedicated person I've ever met. She strives to bring out the best in everyone and dedicates her life to serving others. Katie has been a role model for me since the first day I met her. Thank you, Katie, for your year of service. Chairman, I move to accept Katie Henninga's retiring address entitled Without Apology and commend them on a job exceptionally well done.
Let the convention minutes show that Katie Henninga is to be commended on a job extraordinarily well done and that her retiring address entitled Without Apology was unanimously accepted. Katie, Ariana 11 honors student and inclusivity queen. Even though you may be one of the worst drivers, thank you for making all of our time together a party with your expert dance moves and willingness to sing any song, no matter the genre. You have truly been an inspiration to Idaho FFA this year. I look up to you quite literally, and you've shown us all what it means to truly love and serve with your whole heart. Love, Cassidy, Sydney, Herman, Katie, and Shalani. Idaho FFA, for the final time, your 2019-2020 State Treasurer, Katie Henninga. In this session, we heard the words of our session sponsor, the J.R. Simplot Company, listened to the inspiring words of State Secretary Cassidy Plum and State Treasurer Katie Hettinga, and recognized members, chapters, and advisors for all of their hard work.
Idaho FFA, as we head into this final session of virtual convention, be sure to continue to activate your enthusiasm as well as positive attitudes, and be sure to like and subscribe.
Say you never had it so good.
Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I do, Mr. President. Make sure to stay updated on the Idaho FFA Association's Facebook page for more sessions to come. Also, if you want the virtual schedule, go to idahoffa.org.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this session of the Idaho FFA Association. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and, above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this session adjourned.
Let's go!